Promo said, hold on, you trying to get a lot lizard in the truck right now. Hold on. When you really greedy. I mean, I don't think we need a quarterback. No way. In case y'all don't know what happened, Tennessee quarterback jumped in the portal. Now, my man was already getting, I think he was getting like $3 or $4 million. So like $1 million a year or something like that. And I think after he seen what the Georgia quarterback got, let me change my thing up real quick. Hold on. Can we change? Here we go. All right. There we go. All right, so he just hit the portal, y'all. And I think now he was getting paid in high school too. They said they was paying my man in high school. They've been taking care of him for the last few years. I think his name is Niko. A man hit the portal, left Tennessee. He was a starter as a freshman. And I think he's going to Oregon. Some people say he's going to Oregon. If that's true, that's bad for the dude Moore. Moore was a 5-star quarterback that was at UCLA Bruins last year, a year before last, and then he transferred to Oregon last year, and he sat the bench. Now, this guy come in, and they pay him a bunch of money, he going to play. But,
Yo, I'm back.
Yeah. All right, hold on, promo. We talking about the quarterback, I think Niko, that just hit the portal from Tennessee.
Yeah, he about to fuck up NIL for everybody, bro.
Why you say he gonna mess it up for everybody, promo?
Because this dude negotiated a contract. They've been paying this dude since he was in high school.
That's true.
So the guy said if he finished out the contract that he signed, that he would have got like $10 million in NIL total. So he got mad because Miami signed old boy, gave him $4 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
Niko signed for $2.4 million out of high school. Old boy played, got an NIL coming from Georgia going to Miami, got $4 million.
Mm-hmm.
So why you worry about what he making? I mean, you negotiated that contract with Tennessee.
Pocket watching, but like they said, if the man was to get hurt, are they gonna pay him the rest of his break?
Bro, no, that you negotiate that in your contract. That's why they sign those insurance policies. If you get injured, you get 5 million, 2 million. You know what I mean? Whatever your insurance policy is, they got insurance policies for that with them injuries. But the only reason why I said he about to fuck it up for college football, because this started last year. Remember when somebody tried to steal Ohio State wide receiver, offer him $10 million NIL deal to leave Ohio State?
Who?
The wide receiver for Ohio State, that freshman.
Yeah. They try.
Somebody offer him. See, they gotta stop that, bro. Because think about this: what if somebody offered Juju $10 million next year to leave Colorado? Colorado ain't got no $10 million to keep him there. You see what I'm saying?
Well, this is the thing. All right. Now let's say this. And be honest, promo. How many Tennessee games did you watch with this kid?
I watched a lot of Tennessee games.
All right. What plays do you remember about this kid that stuck out in your mind?
I mean, he made some nice throws on the run. He's a really good player.
All right. Tell me what play against what game, in what game, because I remember DJ Lagway slicing Georgia up before he got hurt in the Georgia game. I remember him slicing them up. Then he got hurt.
Right.
And then Georgia came back and won that game. I remember him slicing them up.
No, this dude had games just like that. Like he's a good quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Tell me. I'm going somewhere with this. What game? When did you see him? What did Tennessee do to put this man on the map? Because you said he had some good games.
I mean, they put some weapons around him. That's what they did for him.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. Tennessee ain't do nothing to help this man be global. He started as a freshman. I didn't see this man at all last year. I didn't see this.
They ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got nothing to do with Tennessee, dog.
Yes, it do.
They gave.
Yes, it do.
No, it don't. No.
He got
It's
say
branded.
this right here. They had a whole.
He got to brand himself.
Cause Tennessee, no, they don't. These dudes at Colorado ain't branding themselves.
They did. Prime them is teaching them how to brand themselves.
Yo, this is what
They
you
taught
said.
them how to brand themselves.
This is what you said.
With the internet.
Prime
YouTube.
teaching them how to brand themselves.
That's Prime.
Teaching
Every
them
coach ain't like Prime.
Dog, you proving my point, promo. My man over there with them, he getting paid, but they're not helping his brand. I didn't watch not one of the Tennessee games last year. Not one. And I tried to watch it. But hold on, let me say this. Now he just left the school. Guess what Tennessee did? They had a whole press conference with 4 players that talk about him leaving the school and how they're going to react after he leaving and da-da-da-da-da. Oh, so you got all this energy now to do a press conference that talk about how this dude leaving, how y'all going to bounce back as a program, all that kind of stuff. But when he was there, y'all didn't give him this kind of love.
What you mean? They did give him that kind of love.
No, they called a special press conference to talk about this dude hitting the portal.
Bro.
They had 4 players on stage. When did they have another press conference with players on stage talking about how good this player was?
Man, what does that have to do with anything?
No, what I'm saying, they got energy to talk about this guy, and they have a special press conference for people to talk about how this guy leaving and let the team down. But when he was there, they had the same kind of energy. When he was there playing, they didn't have the same kind of energy to help promote his brand.
That's facts. He did let the team down. He negotiated that contract.
Okay, and when he was there and he did a great job for him, nobody was having press conferences talking about how he was doing a great job.
Bro, I'm paying you. You making more money. You making more money.
Promo.
No,
that's facts. They wasn't blowing this man horn. They wasn't talking about how great he was. I ain't heard nobody in Tennessee talking about how great he was.
Man, you're crazy. They had that dude up for a Heisman Trophy candidate this year. They got billboards of him in Tennessee. They hyped that dude up.
Dog,
you're not seeing that. Let me ask you a question.
Global brand, dog. In Tennessee, I'm not in Tennessee. I don't live in Tennessee. I don't see that billboard.
Do you see Ohio State quarterback billboard?
Dog, who? All right, what I see. Hold on. This is what I see with Ohio State. Ohio State quarterback won the national title. Ohio State other quarterback.
No.
Hold on, bro. You asked me a question. I'm finna tell you what Ohio State done for their quarterbacks.
They ain't did nothing.
All right.
You talking about the net? What did you know about him before the national championship?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Ohio State put Justin Fields in the league. They came back and put my man in the league that played for the Texans right now.
Tennessee put quarterbacks in the league.
When?
Peyton Manning, T. Martin.
20 years ago.
What's the man? It don't matter. They put quarterbacks in the league.
No, I'm just talking about. And now the last quarterback they just had about to go to the league. He was at the pro day stinking it up, but he was there. And the other quarterback they had got a chance to go to the league right now, even though he transferred out. That's 4 quarterbacks they had. They last 4 starters got a chance to go to the league. That's what Ohio State. That ain't got nothing to
do with what we talking about.
Yes, it do. That's what Ohio State done for their quarterbacks.
No. Hold on. You said, what did Tennessee do for that quarterback? And I asked you, what did Ohio State do for that quarterback last year? You didn't see no billboards about him. You didn't see no national press release about that dude that transferred from Kansas. But you didn't know nothing about him.
You know what I saw? I saw when he came there. I seen their spring game. I seen they had all of them fighting for that position. I saw
Tennessee spring game last year.
I ain't seen Tennessee spring game.
That's what I was telling you. I said, man, that in the spring game, that dude rolled out and threw like a Patrick Mahomes throw on a rope. I said, oh man.
All right, promo.
I mean, he was making plays.
What play did he make this year?
He made a lot of plays this year.
Tell me what play against what team?
I can't tell you. That's what you do. I can't tell you a specific play against a certain team.
What highlight against what team do you remember seeing that Tennessee put out about this dude?
If you go on the YouTube, they got the highlights on there.
Dog.
On Instagram. The highlights on there. You go to Tennessee page, they got highlights of him on there, bro. He posted all over their page.
Promo. Tennessee is a big organization. They done made over $1 billion with football at Rock and Top. What have they done besides get this man some bread to help promote this man?
What has any school done?
Colorado do stuff every day.
No, they don't.
Yes, Colorado just promoted the signing of the big dude.
Everybody do that.
Xavier Hill. No, everybody don't.
Yes, they do. You saw that because yes, they do. You saw that because you follow in Colorado. I've been sending you stuff all week. Oh, Syracuse just signed this guy. Oh, they just signed this guy. I can find all that stuff and send it to you.
Yeah.
You're just not seeing it because it's not in your rhythm, your what you call it?
No, bro. No. And when I follow a team, they in my rhythm. When
you follow, you will see that stuff.
Yeah, but I follow FIU. I ain't seen a lot of their stuff. You know why? Because some of their stuff get reported by one person and it got 23 views. It got 45 views. Colorado side big boy. I looked at it when I was getting ready to prepare to do this live. I done seen like 7 different dudes talk about this dude. And plus, Uncle Neely talked about the dude on his show. So I got like 6 to 7 people I done seen, and they all got 5,000 to 6,000 views.
I mean, that's just the following that Prime got. Everybody covering Colorado. You're gonna see more stuff on the rhythm when Colorado do something. All them other teams ain't got people like that.
But you know why all the other teams don't got people like that? Because all these other teams are not giving their fans enough information where they can keep having something to report about. When you keep hiding the information, now you waiting around 2-3 weeks, a month before you get any new news. Nobody gonna follow your page. You don't got enough to talk about.
Okay, right. I'm gonna give you that, but answer this question. He ain't coming to Colorado. So what you saying is irrelevant because he's finna go to another school that still ain't doing that. What Colorado doing?
Well, what the other school finna do? They finna give him a bigger bag. Tennessee didn't match it, right? Tennessee had a chance to match it, right?
I wouldn't have matched it either.
Okay, so Tennessee had a chance to match it. Tennessee had a chance to put this man in the better spot. They chose not to do it.
I wouldn't have did it either. This is what we negotiated. This is what you agreed upon under your fucking contract. That's just like in the NFL. When this dude signed, you don't see no quarterbacks in the NFL. Unless they're on the last year of their deal. Well, I don't want this. You just paid him that. I want what he getting.
All right,
do that shit, bro.
So you said, out of your own mouth, you said Buddy was balling for Tennessee last year, right?
Buddy was balling for Georgia.
No. Why you answer the question, Promo? Was he balling for Tennessee last year?
Yeah, he was balling for Tennessee.
Okay, so do you think Tennessee is in a better position without him on the team, or in a worse position without him on the team?
We'll see. Salter was at Tennessee. He's a good quarterback. They might have another good quarterback sitting there waiting. Joe Milton was a good quarterback. Look at the last 3 quarterbacks came out of Tennessee. They know how to recruit quarterbacks, bro.
We're going to light the tiger up on this, Promo. We're going to light the tiger up. So you saying
Tennessee recruit quarterbacks.
All right, so Tennessee got a quarterback you saying that's going to do as good as this guy or better. That's what you're saying, right?
The last 3 quarterbacks got drafted by Tennessee. They're in the league right now. Matter of fact, Joe Milton just got traded from the Patriots to the Cowboys.
Okay.
So if Dak Prescott get injured, guess what? That Tennessee quarterback finna take over for the Cowboys.
So
they might have another quarterback that can get the job done.
So you saying they might or they do?
They might do. I haven't been following Tennessee like that.
They might do.
They might. I mean,
but you're not sure.
According to I am sure.
At Colorado, we know.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do know. We know.
No, you don't know.
We got 2 good quarterbacks. I'm gonna show you something. We got 2 good quarterbacks. We got it right here. There you go.
You've been following them.
There you go. So
you've been following them.
What
you ain't been following Tennessee. You don't know what Tennessee got. You haven't been paying attention to them.
Dog, I know.
I'm just telling you. Look at the track record. He don't put 2 quarterbacks in the league back to back. It was finna be 3. but this dude is leaving. So they probably got 2 more guys in the pipeline. If you look at the track record from this head coach they got at Tennessee, ever since he's been at Tennessee, he don't put quarterbacks in the league. Okay. So you can't say that.
All right, but okay. Well, so if you right, Promo, if you right, that means he had some guys that was on the team that was better than this guy, but they decided to play this guy over them because they paid him money.
A lot of schools is doing that. And that's what they was talking about. Who's that? Ryan Clark. They was talking about that. Some of these schools are just throwing these guys to starting lineup because they paying them the NIL money.
So we heard.
So some schools are doing that.
So for what Promo's saying right now, Tennessee is in a better position that they didn't pay the quarterback. They didn't match his other offer. They didn't match it. So he's in a better position.
Like you know why they're in a better position?
Tennessee's in a better position that he's out of there.
You know why? Because now they can use that money and go pay somebody else in the portal. They can go get some more guys they need in the portal instead of catering to this dude. Like, you negotiated that contract. This is what you asked for. We gave you what you asked for. We gave you what you wanted. And now you pocket watching over here, and now you want what this guy getting. No. This is what you asked for. We gave you what you wanted.
How you know he ain't pocket watching? Maybe he's saying, okay, I exceeded my, if this guy's getting paid like that and I got better numbers than him,
but
I should get paid like that. That's how they do it in the NFL, right?
But do he?
You the one watching. You the one.
We don't know.
You look, Promo. You said he did a great job at Tennessee.
I didn't say, but I didn't say nothing about his numbers. I just said he did a good job. They had a winning record.
Okay, Georgia had a winning record, but Georgia didn't win no conference title. They didn't do none of that. So him and Georgia quarterback probably got the same kind of numbers. So he's like, okay, well, if Beck getting paid like that, I can go get paid. You only got so many years to get paid, Promo. Tennessee had a chance to match him. They chose not to match him. You can't be mad at this man gonna move on.
No, you missing the point, dog. He negotiated that contract.
Okay,
so you can't say Tennessee had I'm not matching nothing. This is what we agreed upon. If you don't want it, you can hit the door. And that's what Tennessee told him. And you can hit the door. We're not matching.
All right. So I want you to have the same energy when these coaches go to these colleges and they play and they coach for 1 year and they have a good season, and then another school call them with more money and they leave.
Hey, guess what happens? Most of the times they get fired from that job. I don't follow coaches around, bro. You can't worry about what the next man doing. Because think about it. What if this dude goes to Oregon or he goes to Florida State and he don't put up the numbers that he put up at Tennessee? His draft stock gonna plummet. You see what I'm saying?
No.
It ain't about the money, bro. You gotta go where you can ball out at. That's where you gotta go. He's following the money.
Dog, you know how many? There's a lot of guys on had great numbers or whatever and didn't get drafted. So if I can get paid now, and now if I do good at my next school and then get paid by the NFL, I'll do that because nobody ain't promised to make it to the NFL. Coach Prime said the other day, only 1% of y'all gonna make it. 1%.
I'm not disagreeing with that. All I'm saying is, if you negotiated this NIL deal, you and your dad, just like the boy that was at Miami, that took the money from Florida, that went to USC. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this?
I see what
you negotiated that. So how you gonna get mad at the school when this is what you asked for and they gave you what you asked for, and now you're trying to go get more?
But how you know?
You see what I'm saying?
But how you know when they negotiated? How you know they want more money? And they said, well, look, we can't pay you that, but we can pay you this. And now he's seeing other schools can pay that. He's like, well, shoot, I'm finna go get what I really want.
I'm pretty sure if he was getting recruited by Ohio State, Florida State, he was highly recruited by everybody, Oregon, Tennessee, they would have gave him the bag, bro. So did Tennessee give him more? Because he was getting paid money since he was in high school. Maybe the other schools didn't want to give him money in high school. You see what I'm saying?
Well, all right, so tell me this right here. What 3 schools do you think he might land at?
Well, according to the reports, Oregon contacted him before the spring game. That should be tampering.
Yeah, and that's why
Oregon probably contacted a wide receiver from Ohio State trying to get him too.
Now,
because they said somebody offered him $10 million. Somebody offered him $10 million to leave Ohio State, and he said, "No, I'm staying here."
So that's the thing about it. If he leaves Tennessee where he's already in the portal, then he signed with a school. Shouldn't that school get some kind of sanction or something? Something should happen to him.
That's why I say they got to fix this before they're gonna ruin college football if they don't fix this. That's all I'm saying.
How they gonna ruin college
football? Just like, bro, I just gave you a scenario. What if Oregon come and throw $10 million at Juju next year? You're gonna be pissed off if you leave Colorado and go to Oregon.
But no, so but this is the thing. The quarterback that was at Oregon last year, what's his draft status looking like right now?
I think he's gonna get drafted. I don't know what his draft status is.
Hold on.
My 2 cents on it. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think what's going on, like I agree with Promo on regards to like college football. They need to get ahead of it because it's gonna get real ugly. But I say go get the money, man. Shit, like it's called renegotiating for a reason. Like you sign 1-year deals for a reason. At the end of that year, if you feel like you're worth more, your values increase, you should be able to renegotiate. Coach probably just did it. Coach probably just renegotiated his deal.
Yeah.
What my big thing is why is it cool for Carson Beck to leave Georgia? And nobody ain't saying nothing, but Niko can't leave Tennessee. Like, come on now.
No. Beck entered his name into the draft.
That don't mean he can't go back to Georgia. He can withdraw his name and go back to Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia paid him money, Promo.
He withdrew his name and transferred to Miami.
Yeah, but why is that cool? Well, I'm saying, why is it cool for him to leave Georgia, but it ain't cool for Niko to leave Tennessee?
That's two different things.
Why?
Niko, they negotiated the deal that he got. That wasn't no issue with Beck.
Hold on.
They negotiated a 1-year deal.
Hold on. They're saying he contacted Oregon or his
Oregon coach, and that's why I want to clear up. Oregon coach, the one that told on Niko. Oregon coach reached out to Tennessee coach and said, "Hey, your boy out here shopping for a deal."
Ooh.
See that ain't right, bro. That's shady right there.
It's only shady because he's not in the transfer portal and he's not supposed to do that. See, Niko and his camp, they try to be sneaky with it because unless you're in the transfer portal, you're not supposed to be talking to anybody. So what they tried to do was make sure they had a deal before they got in the transfer portal. Now, if they would have just jumped in the transfer portal and talked to anybody, it'd been cool. But they wanted to see if that water was warm enough before they jumped out on their in it, and it backfired on them. Now, I don't know if y'all seen Lane Kiffin. He posted something like Niko sitting outside somebody's office with like his film tape or something, basically saying like a lot of these coaches might not want to touch him. I know who will touch him. I know who will touch him. It ride with Smiley, Lincoln Riley, and he from Cali. Lincoln Riley will definitely try to go get Niko. He'll pay him what he want, and this might be his next Heisman Trophy candidate contender right here for real.
I don't know. I thought they brought in another guy.
Yeah, they got the guy that they say better than Juju, but he ain't better than Niko. I promise you that.
But it's gonna be hard for teams to trust him, bro. I'm telling you, he gonna have NFL scouts and coaches side eyeing him too. Like, I mean, you don't do stuff like that, man.
But I don't think so because it's part of the business, man. I think he should have just got in the portal and did what he wanted. And I see Boosie saying you're allowed to. No, you're not. Not if you're not in the portal. You're not supposed to talk to anybody if you're not in the portal.
Oh, well.
That's why Coach Prime said that about them Colorado State players last year. He's like, how are these guys getting these $600,000 offers and they're not even in the portal? Like, make that make sense.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was wondering that last year too. Like a lot of dudes are getting offers, and they still on their team. They getting offers. and nobody ain't getting in trouble. That's what I ain't understanding. How nobody but Prime getting in trouble because he took a picture with a player. You know, like, hold on, bro. How Prime get in trouble for just talking to people, but these other guys offering money?
Yep.
Yeah.
They sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, I'm cool with Niko trying to go get his bag. Tennessee had the opportunity. At least he didn't just jump in the portal and leave. You know how many of these top quarterbacks just dip? Like, we don't care. We're not even finna give y'all a chance to offer. I'm gone. He gave him an offer. He gave him an opportunity to match. They didn't want to match. So they part ways. Like, no hard feelings, no love lost. I'm gone. Y'all find somebody else. Y'all don't think I'm worth that money? Then cool. Let me go find out.
Yeah, I just don't like the way he did, bro.
Hey, Prime did say you should know where you're going before you hit the portal.
Exactly.
So you won't get stuck. He did say that too now.
Yep.
Yeah. For sure.
We'll see. We'll see who because I don't think he's gonna get that money he wants.
No, I can't say that, Duncan. You saying that the CSU quarterback didn't get no offer. He straight trash. Dog, they almost went undefeated after they played. I think they only had 2 losses last year. They were on the run after they lost to Colorado last year. So you can't say he trash.
Yeah, and he was a freshman. Remember, he was a freshman. That was after his freshman season. He did real good as a freshman.
Yeah, well, he was a sophomore this year. Last year he was a sophomore.
Yeah. I'm talking about. I remember after that was the first year Colorado played him. He was a freshman.
Yeah, and like I said, last year they almost went undefeated. I think they lost 2 games last year.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. He ain't trash.
So where y'all think he gonna end up? Where y'all think Niko gonna? Who y'all think gonna jump up there and pay him?
Well, I got to go look at Ohio State spring game to see what their quarterback's looking like. Because, I mean, Oregon just paid that other kid.
Hey, Bucket Talk.
I don't know, bro.
Hey, Bucket Talk, we just did that with the guy we got. Tell us so. We just did it with the big guy, Xavier Hill.
Did what?
We're talking to him before he was in the portal. I don't know nothing about that situation. So this is Bucky. This is what Bucky mind is saying. This is not what I'm saying. This is what Bucky's saying.
But I seen that dude in the portal like last week. I seen that dude in the portal. There was some pictures of him posted around that he was planning to visit Colorado. How long has he been in the portal?
I don't know.